I'm getting PTSD. The last thing, best friends make the best lovers. My man. The truth will set you free, but first it'll you off. Hi guys, welcome to this channel, to this video. My name is Esther if you're brand new here, and if you're a returning subscriber, hi, welcome back, lovely to see you. If you're brand new here, please do subscribe and join the family. Now in today's video I'm sharing a story time which is just juicy and it's good, and I hope you guys like it, and let me know if you want to see more story time. I have loads of stories, so I'm happy to do those for you guys. I am heading out. I feel like I'm always heading out, but I'm actually heading out. I'm going out to meet up with a friend. I'm going on a date and I wanted to also show you some of these things that I got from Naked. I got three items, just three items. I'm gonna swiftly run through them. One of the items I'm actually wearing today, I'm gonna show. Let's get into it. I also have a discount code which is literally down below. If you're brand new to Naked, make an account, you get 30% off, excluding sales. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna put it all together and I'll be back and I'll show you, and then we're gonna get on with the rest of the video because it's juicy stuff. Okay, so this is the final look. So this dress is from Naked. I think I'm gonna leave my hair down. I never ever do that, but I feel like, what do you guys think? I think I'm just gonna go for it down, one side away from the face and the other close to the face. Let me know which one looks better so that next time I do that one, but I'm gonna go for this today. But this is the look. Let me show you the other items that I got. Fully see it. Yeah, this is nice. I'm gonna wear this. Okay. Look at how gorgeous this bag is. Oh my gosh, let's open it up. It has so many compartments. 1, 2, 3 here and 4 here. This is the strap. Once I finish recording, I'm gonna put everything in my bag and I'm gonna head out because I need to go. Yeah, that's the final look. Naked. Heels I will not recommend, and I've been 100% honest. On another video I will explain to you why. Okay guys, you could go ahead and enjoy the rest of the video. It's very juicy, so stay tuned, watch it. Okay, listen to my advice, and I hope I did give advice at the end. Okay, let's crack on with this story. It's pretty short and I hope to keep it really short. So what I've already done, I've already applied face cream, primer. I'm going for a dewy look, but like basic to what I usually do, so I'm just gonna crack on. So bear with me as we start this. So this is a story time of a time when my back then male best friend basically told me that he was in love with me. So let's go back. How did I meet this man? It was my first year of university. I went to an event and they had like a prayer session, and so they decided, as a group of us, right? I think it was the ACS group. I don't know if ACS is still a thing, but back then we had ACS, which is an African Caribbean Society. Yeah, so it's like a bunch of us, praying, and then someone says, "Oh, hey, Ashley." No, let's not go for Ashley. They were like, "Hey, Gabriel, can you lead the prayer session or close," something like that. But anyway, he ended up praying. They prayed, he prayed, and we just went along with it. Gabriel does the closing prayer, and as he does the closing prayer, it was good. You can definitely tell that this person has background and influence within the Christian church affiliated type of industry or background of some sort, basically. Because he delivered a good prayer. There we are. And then he basically asks, he was like, "Oh, not even asked, he was like, oh shoot, like missed my last train back to mine." So I was staying at uni, and the uni that I went to was obviously outside of London, and he also stayed outside of uni, so he would commute on the days that he had classes. Yeah, so he was like, "Oh shoot, like I missed my last train," and I tell you guys, no one budged. Like, he was like, "Oh, I missed my last train, like what am I gonna do?" And he was obviously, and I think he even said like, "Oh, can anyone like take me just for the night, like I can sleep on the sofa or something, just for the night, and then like tomorrow, so then because I missed the last train, how am I gonna get on?" And like no one budged, like for a good couple of, like when I say couple of minutes, I mean like 30 minutes. So then as we were all leaving and stuff, you can tell like he was a little bit confused, and like not confused, but he was kind of like, what's he gonna do? So then I went up to him. Never did this. Never. Never did this. So I went up to him and I was like, hey, like, I have a place. There's a spare room where I'm staying. You can always stay. And in the morning, you just figure out your own way. I don't know what I was thinking that day. I don't know what I was thinking. And I definitely I would not advise this. No way, shape or form, right? Yeah, so we walk from the uni campus, main campus area, and we walk back to mine. The vibe that I got was that he is like a thing that he keeps doing, or he's very reckless, like, you know, what time he has to go back, or like what time the last train is. And I think for him it's like, oh, like later on I realized that he actually wanted to stay on campus. There were reasons, but I'm just, by the way, I'm just sharing this story because it involves me. Like anything else that doesn't involve me, I'm just gonna keep it out of the group chat. Yeah, so then walk to mine, get to mine, and I think we're chatting for a bit, and then I realized like I don't have a spare duvet, and there isn't a spare like sheet or anything in the house because I just moved in as well. Like this is like fresh in uni and everything, and I think I even took bed sheet from London to there. I think so, I believe so, to uni. So I didn't have spare ones until like student loan dropped, because I also didn't have a job yet. So I decided to do the dumbest thing ever. It's not even the dumbest thing ever because like nothing happened. Like this is not like Miss or he's any type of weirdo. But I was like, hey, why don't you, like, I had like a king size bed. I was like, hey, why don't you sleep on this side and I sleep on this side? And he was like, yeah, sure. First I think he was like, oh, you sure? And I was like, yeah, like, honestly, it's not that deep. Like, I was like, as long as you don't touch me. Slept on my bed on the other side. And yeah, and the next morning, woke up, and I didn't even think he slept properly, but I slept. I slept. And then we were just talking about, oh, what did you do, blah, blah, blah. And then he told me, and I think he told me already what he was doing, like at uni, what he was studying. And I was like, yeah, you know, this is what I'm studying, tourism management. And then he ended up doing one of his projects, using my room for one of his projects. And I think that's kind of like how we also just blended as friends. And I think the favor that I did for him, like letting him stay at mine instead of like having him sleep at this train station, I did something out of the goodness of my heart, and he didn't like try nothing. So thank God. Cool. Got that out of the way, and I was like, oh my God, we're friends. Like, what we're doing, we are best friends. And also, let's not forget also that when I started uni, I was squatting. Like, I was squatting at someone's house for a bit. And yeah, it's not cute. But yeah, from then we became friends. Maybe I am being a little too presumptuous, but we were close friends. Like, I literally considered him as my best friend. Like, we shared things that we have both experienced. There were things that he shared with me that he had experienced as well. Growing up. We had a lot of similarities, like a lot. It just made sense. I was like, we're friends. Like, I would help out with his projects and stuff. Whenever they needed like prop, I was there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was there to help, and I didn't mind it. Honestly, I didn't mind it at all. And I think in the world of uni, you need that sort of like, you know, good balance. But also, like, he was a good friend. Like, I just thought he was a good friend. Not even I thought, he was a good. And even outside of that, like, we were doing sleepovers. Like, I was staying over at his. Like, his housemate was also my friend. I also met her at like a separate time, but then realized, oh, like, they shared a place. But like, it went from like me coming over to see her to like me coming over to see him, like hang out with him. And like, I would, before it was like, oh, like I would stay and like sleep in her room, then I would like sleep in it. Like, honestly, like we were, and he had, I think, like a single bed, and we were sharing a single bed. Like, we'd stay up talking, like crying, like talking about stuff. And like, outside of that also, like, he would tell me like, I knew, like, in regards to like his sexual, not so much experience, but like activities. Like, I knew if he was seeing this particular person, I knew everything. Like, I knew everything. So it adds up as to why I got a little bit confused, but also kind of messed up. We're gonna get into it. So fast forward now, graduation comes. Like, again, like I said, I knew everything about him. The conversation of us dating never crossed my mind. But there was this particular one guy who, again, another story for another day. Like, I didn't really have much happening in regards to my love life in uni, but anything that would happen, he knew about it, because he was my best friend. So yeah, so graduation comes round. He attends my graduation because he was there for his friend's graduation. I think he was late, but he had tickets, something along them lines. But I remember it was a reasonable reason, like it made sense as to why he was there. So I was like, oh, why don't you just come to mine? And he was like, okay, yeah, sure, it's okay. Met my parents. Like, my parents knew about him. Like, I would mention his name, or like when I was on the phone. Like, I'm like, I don't mess about when it comes to my love life. I don't mix those two with family. I just don't. because my parents are very bad at forgetting that this person I'm no longer speaking to, so they just hold on to it, and they'll be like, oh, how is Tarzan, like how is Tarzan, like me and Tarzan stopped speaking like 5 years ago, why do we keep mentioning Tarzan? Let's stop. And life after uni does come, and it's hard, especially if you and your friends live in 2 different cities and stuff, and you're both just literally trying to make sense of what's next. Like, am I staying at home, am I moving out? And especially when you've lived outside of home for such a long time, and you've now realized that there's just this whole shift in dynamic, that it's not feasible when you are living at home. And again, with just life in general, like we wouldn't speak every day, but we spoke whenever we had the chance to. And so now this is where the story starts. We're having a conversation one time. I can't remember what we were talking about. We were talking about just like stuff. And then conversation, sorry, I forgot I've got tea here. Me and him always had conversations, and it would be lengthy, messaging, FaceTime, calls, and all of that. And on this particular day, we're having a conversation, and the conversation, it went on for like hours. Like when I say hours, probably like 5 hours. Like, and it's just like messaging, and it just got to a point where he was like, oh, like there's something I need to talk to you about, or something I need to tell you. I'm paraphrasing, but like, and I was like, oh, like what is it? He was like, oh, like, I was like, oh, I'm in love with you. I was like, okay. What is a joke? Let's get to the punchline. He was like, no, like seriously, like I am. I was very confused, one. And number two, I felt a little bit misled. Is misled the wrong? I feel like misled is the wrong word, but like if you had an inkling that you liked me that way, and I think maybe this is where like I put my boundaries. Like I'm just like, if you had an idea that you liked me in any way, shape, or form, why would you allow me to be around you? Because again, like, I'm sure you get what I mean. Like, you just never know. And in my mind, I had no idea that this is how he felt. No idea. Like, I've met the women he was doing a thing with. Like, if we're out, like, if I bump into, hey, how, like we talk about them, like, and not like in a negative way, but like, you know, it's a little catch up, like what friends do, you know. I feel like I'm reliving all over again. So I was like, okay. And then he was basically like, and I think, not even I think, he could definitely tell how I received what he told me. And I did receive it well, not gonna lie to you. I just felt like, oh, you know, now that we're out of uni, all the fun is done, and now you're like, oh, you know, what am I gonna do? You're looking around, oh, Esther, she's available. That's how I felt like. Call me crazy or whatever, but that's how I felt like, okay? So then, I know you guys are gonna be like, chill out, okay, chill out. But yeah, but no, like that's exactly how I felt like. And I definitely did explain this to him, and I was like, and I said to him, like, I'm a big let's talk about this face to face type of person, because you don't live in a whole different country. Do you know what I mean? And also, just because he lived in a different city doesn't mean that he'd never visited London. Like, he was very much always in London, or more frequent than I was ever in his town. Yeah, so I was like, oh, like, when are you next? You know, no, I don't even think I asked. He was like, oh, and I was like, well, I prefer we talk about this face to face. And he was like, oh, okay, like, but like I'm not coming to London anytime soon. And like my birthday was coming around also. He was like, oh, I'm not coming to London anytime soon, but like it will be nice to talk about this. Like, I think like in like 2 or 3, like basically it wasn't anytime soon. And I just know for a fact that it was probably, maybe I'm being dramatic by saying a couple of months time or weeks. I think it was like a month and a bit, but like a couple of weeks time. And I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. Like, we can definitely hold on. At the end of the day, it's not like we're going to see each other anytime soon. So we can definitely have this conversation later on. Let me just. But also outside of that, he was like, oh, you know, I think that we should, you know, think about what I've said, think about it, and when we meet up, then we can, you know, have a conversation about it. And I was like, okay. Even though I was like, no, because I had so many questions, but like my questions were more like, even though I did ask him, I was like, when did all of this come up? And he was like, oh, you know, he's always felt like that from the moment we met, like early on. And I was like, why didn't you say anything? And I think he gave the reason something along the lines of like, oh, either scared of how I was gonna react, or he just, I don't know, it's just something that didn't stick, obviously. I didn't like it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't like it, you know. And I guess in my mind also I was thinking like, so you wait until like I'm living back at home, I live with super strict parents, and now you wanna like talk about this, oh, you're in love with me. And of course, when you tell someone you're in love with them, what's the next step? Let's see how this thing goes. But like, I'm now living at home. That's what the problem is. I'm living at home and in a whole different city. You know, I was more frustrated than anything. I don't know if I don't like, sometimes I think like, was I annoyed that he told me that he was in love with me? No, because also I didn't believe it until like I would have seen him face to face and like have him say it. Anyways, then my birthday comes. You know, what did I do for my birthday? And I think this was probably like was it my 20? No, it was my 25th. My 23rd or no, 24th. One before my 25th. So here we are. It is my birthday and my friends take me to Sketch, because I kept mentioning I really want to go to Sketch. So yeah, so they booked and they didn't tell me we're going there. It was only like when we're on the way and I was like, oh wait, hold up, this is like Sketches around here. And I just never thought that they would tell me. I love them two babes, but I never thought they were picking up what I was saying. So I honestly really appreciate that. Till this day. To this day. Anyways, we get to the restaurant and yeah, so you know, we're just having a meal and we're talking, catching up, and then you know what happens when women get together. We're talking, we're sharing stories. And so as we're sharing the story, I was like, oh girls, like, oh my god, you never guess, like, because honestly this was the last thing that anybody would have thought. Like, so I was like, oh my god, like, guess what? And then they're like, what? Like, and I'm like enjoying this guess what because I know they're definitely not gonna guess anything. And then anyway, they gave up, and or I gave up, something like that. But and then I was like, oh, you know. And me and Gabriel were speaking recently, and you know, he told me that that he's in love with me. And then they were like, what? Like, my other friend was like, what? Like, her reaction was very much like, what the heck? My other friend though, so she's like quiet, and I'm like, oh gosh, like, I know she can be a little bit she can be a little bit of a mummy, too much. And it's so annoying because I feel like I do that to her, and she does it to me, and I don't like it. So she's like quiet, right? And I'm like, oh god, like, what's going on? and I was like, oh, like, babe, like, what do you? I was like, oh, like, I don't even think I asked her what does she think, but basically what I said to the girls was, Gabriel told me that he's in love with me. How crazy is that? I giggled, and then again sat in, and I just kept talking. And I was like, but like, I've been thinking about it. It's been like a week now. Like, I've been thinking about it, and I know it sounds so crazy. It's so wild because like, our friendship and the dynamic, but like in my mind, like, I'm thinking all these things, like, and I'm still talking. I'm like, you know, they do say that, you know, sometimes best friends make the best lovers, and it just makes sense. He knows so much about me, I know so much about him. Yeah, like, I just think, like, I'm just yapping. And my other friend, she's just like, okay, it's still a bit crazy, but okay, I see the vision, like, okay. So I asked my other friend who was quiet, and I was like, babe, like, are you okay? I was like, oh gosh, like, what do you think? And all she did what she did? Oh god, I'm getting PTSD. Oh gosh, okay. All she did was grab her phone, go into a particular chat, and just show it to me. That's all she did. Literally didn't say nothing. And I was just smiling like an idiot. She grabs her phone and literally just gives it to me. And I'm like, oh, what am I looking at? And then she was like, oh, read this. So I read it, and it is Gabriel. Basically, just like, oh, like, I really want to see you, to my friend. And by the way, he knows me and her are friends. He knows how close. Sorry, I have put on way too much blush. But there's a vision here. There's a vision, okay? We're going with him. He knows how close me and the babe are. Like, he knows it. He's been knowing it. Yeah, and he's like, oh, I really want to see you. You know, I'd really like to see you soon. Like, let me know when you're free, and I will definitely come down to London. Like, I can come down to London tomorrow. You let me know. Let me know when you're free, and like, I'll come down. I was like, okay. And I looked at the message. This is like days. It's been like only a few days since the conversation. And what did I do? Of course, like, I decided to scroll up a little bit more. But the context of their relationship, but like their conversations, is very much based on like, he has interest on her also. With her, he has interest for her also. I mean, and a lot of it too, that he's willing to come all the way down from God knows where to London to see her, like ASAP. Well, he's saying to me he can't come down until a couple of more weeks or months. I think it was that moment that I realized the truth will set you free, but first it'll piss you off. Woo! Yeah, so She said that to me, and I was like, okay. Also, by the way, no happy birthday message, nothing. Like, this guy has only wished me happy birthday, and here I started you at the bottom of the barrel. Oh my god. And here I am saying, oh yeah, like I'm gonna, you know, give this a chance. Like, it just makes sense. Like, it just makes sense. Like, he gets me, and like I get him, and then finding out, no. No, 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 he doesn't get you. Like, again, he doesn't reach out, doesn't message me, even regarding like, hey, I'm gonna, you know, what day, because he's supposed to let me know when he's gonna be free to come down, because he has such a busy schedule and he has no plans. Like, he's not making his way to London anytime soon, and even if he didn't have anything to do, he would be coming down to London, but he's just so busy, super duper busy. And I was just like, oh man, I was like, it's the nature of the business. Like, it's the nature. That's the nature of the business. Like, you know, he's a busy man, he's, you know, successful in his field, and you know, he's just a busy man. Like, you know, future my man. Oh my gosh, I laugh in bloody horror and shame. That's what I'm laughing. Anyway, so fast forward, I get annoyed, and so I send him a message. I don't remember, but like I think I just went, like I was like, oh, so like, am I like, have you figured out your schedule? He's like, oh, like I've just been so busy, like London, just I'm definitely gonna, let me actually have a look, like I'm gonna try and see if I can. I was like, I'll stop. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's been a lie.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie.
I basically confronted him and I was like, what are you doing? Like I know what you're doing. And you know, he was quiet the whole time. I don't even know what I was expecting for him to say. One thing about me, I never want to leave space or opportunity for somebody to come back into my life whenever they remember me. And this was exactly what was going to happen. And so, like, you know, I expressed myself. I was expecting more. I'm very disappointed because I was honestly minding my business. I was minding my business. You know, you have no interest in me. And then I was like, you know, you have no interest in me, but here you came, you know, with this news to ruffle and to you know, shake up my world. It wasn't anything crazy, but it's like this news that I had no idea that was even possible. I had no idea it was possible, guys. And now you're telling me this how you feel. Now I'm completely looking at you like, like, is this something? Me and this guy would banter, laugh about the silliest things. Like, I literally consider that man as my best friend. Like, he knew so much about me. I couldn't understand why he would put me through that. I think till this day, I'm still very much like, you could have. There was no need for that. I don't know if I said, but his reason, basically his response to what I said was that I didn't know that you and Babe, my friend, you and Babe were even that close. You do know that's my friend. You know this babe's my friend. And I was like, okay, so let's talk about you not being available. And you say, no, you're busy. I was like, I don't know what you want me to say. He was just like, I don't understand why I'm being crucified for being a man. And I was like, okay, all right. Yeah, like he just never took accountability. And basically that's what happened there. Oh, and also obviously we have a mutual friend, and the mutual friend was just like, look, like it's not that deep, like, oh, and also one thing I really hate is people telling me that the way I react or the way that I feel about somebody betraying me is not that deep. I'm not Christ. I don't have the type of patience or the unlimited forgiveness. Like, again, don't know, I do forgive. I can't stand. I will not pretend that I know you. I don't know you. I don't know who you are, and the fact that I don't know you, it's not an open door for you to now try and get to know me again. We are done. I don't know you. I don't want to know you. And a lot of our mutual friends just couldn't fathom. And like, a lot of our mutual friends just couldn't fathom why I felt disrespected by that whole thing. Even the way in which I found out and how he just basically was like, somebody. After like, the moment I met you, Esther, like, I don't think you understand. I've been suppressing these feelings for years to now, like, it's not that deep. Outside of that, I think we tried to be, well, yeah, we tried to be friends at one point, and then he lied about something again, you know, sold me dreams again. It wasn't about even relationships. it was regarding a job opportunity. I don't play with that. I don't play with that, and I think it's just so disrespectful. It wasn't even like this economy currently, but the economy has been economying, okay, and it has not been friendly for a while. And so, you know, I just thought it was just very, very disrespectful. Like, when I tell you guys, I know you guys are probably thinking, Esther, you're so silly. Like, you should have known. This is not the type of person that I know, okay? I don't know who this man became or who he is, but that's not the man that I met, the man that I chilled with, the man that, like, no, I don't know who this new person is. And I learned that very, very quickly. And one thing about me, I would take myself out of situations that do not serve me, and that just didn't serve me in any way, shape or form. So when people are like, oh, Esther, like, you know, just, you know, you need to forgive. No, you forgive. This is also for like the youngers. I don't think any young person watches my videos, but if you're the best friend who comes up, just like, oh, I'm in love with you, it might work out. Like, it's up to you, but just I would advise against it personally. I recommend it. It is -1 out of 10. And you know, if he does see this video, this story time, you know what, you know this is the truth. Please don't reach out to me. Please don't. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's respect each other's space, boundaries. I'm not gonna do lashes today because I can't do it. Reason. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, I love how this is like misty. I need to sneeze. You're probably thinking like, what's the point and the purpose of, like, what's the lesson behind this? Gotta be careful. Got to be careful. Oh, someone said to me, do you know what you remind me of? She's a runner, she's a trap star. Do you know, I'm gonna share a lot of these stories, and maybe they might not even make sense, and might not, like, I know some of them you guys might be like, oh, I'm at fault. I don't care. I'm not at fault with these men. And you know what? I truly do believe that my soul, like the person that I'm meant to be with, is around the corner, because there's no way, there's absolutely no way that I'm experiencing all of this and it's for nothing. Nah. Yeah, man, I've got stories for days. Like, I got blocked twice this year by 2 different people. No, I got blocked by 2 different people. Yeah, this year. In 1 year. This is like, is it 2 or 3? I think it's 2. 1, 3. I'm thinking if someone blocks and then unblocks you straight away, like not straight away, like a week later. Like I'm no longer like on block, but they still blocked me at some point. That's 3. I mean, that's if you guys want. But anyways, more of the story about the reason why I'm sharing this today, because I was just thinking about it. Like, I was just thinking about it. But no, like, I was just thinking about how it's so crazy that the elders are very, when I say elders, I mean like those who are older than me, right? They're like, oh, like, you just need to humble yourself, Esther. You know, of course, like, he's a man, he's not the only person. You're not the only person he's talking to. You just have to humble yourself. There's no room to humble myself. What has humbling yourself has ever done for anybody? What? And if one was saying I should humble myself, to what? This honestly, if you want me to be with a man who would run through hoops to see somebody while he puts me on that burner, I don't like your advice. Don't like it. Don't like it at all. Also, why are men inviting women they don't want to their houses? And so when I don't take you serious, you're upset that I don't take you serious. That's a whole nother story. Overall, don't take them serious. Don't. Until they show that they're serious. And even when they do show that they're serious, sleep with one eye open. I don't know if I told you guys, but I'm going on a date again. One thing about me, I will date. I will date. Like, life is too short, guys. Life is too short. It's too short. This is so I'm basically inserting this because I forgot to give the advice, or basically round up whatever I wanted to say. But basically, overall, just be very careful out here in the streets. Somebody that you think they're like your closest best friend, they could turn around and do the craziest thing. I definitely do take accountability with what happened here in regards to I should have never entertained that conversation. I should have never, and I shouldn't have had such high expectations for this person. Yeah, because humans, that's what humans do, don't they? They just, you know, we're very good at letting ourselves down, each other down, should I say, and even ourselves. But again, it's a whole nother conversation. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think of my look. And my new hair, I'm absolutely loving it. It's giving me like boho type of like look. But yeah, let me know. Have a lovely evening, and have a lovely morning, day, or evening, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Okay, bye bye. Also, all the details are down below, all the details about everything I'm wearing. And if you don't like what I'm wearing, you can get something else. Remember, 30% off, 30% off, okay? Don't forget that. Okay, if you use my code, 30% off. And also only lasts for a week, okay? The code is only active for a week. Again, all the details are down below. So see you guys in the next video, and follow me on Instagram also if you don't, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.